Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Hello, everyone. My name is Jonathan Christopher, and today I will presenting to you my internship report at PT Pancaran Airmas. For the first chapter of my internship report, I will tell you about the introduction. For the first part of the introduction, I will tell you about the internship background. In my internship background, there is three things of it. Three things that make my internship background. There's COVID-19, there's PT Pancaran Airmas, and there is an internship. As we all know that COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by the recently discovered coronavirus. In Indonesia itself, it first discovered in 2nd March 2020 with the two suspects as the first cases, and it grew larger and larger until the 30 March 2020 as the first lockdown that's declared by the government. Because of COVID-19, many people, many customers decide to not spending lavishly, not spending many things that they didn't use it. So that's where the part we talk about PT Pancaran Airmas. Because PT Pancaran Airmas is a food and beverage trading company and a distributor that uh, that grow their business by trading the food, trading the beverage, and go to store and store, uh, selling snack and selling a drinks that many people didn't really think they really need at that time. That's become the problem for PT Pancaran Airmas. So the PT Pancaran Airmas is in here trying to make a new move for them to become a better company that can outstand the COVID-19 itself. So we talked about the internship as the years before that there is no COVID-19. The internship in this year is pretty much pretty different because the internship in here we are there is many of us that going from home, working from home, and there is some people that working still working from office. But there is clearly a difference in the working field and working experience in here. So in here internship, we are trying to gain a new experience and a new expertise in the particular area of professional expertise itself. So in that's my internship background. Next, for the intent and the purpose of the internship. The first one is the intent of the internship. First, comparing and applying the academic knowledge in the form of theory and practice that has been obtained about activities in the field of work that are in accordance with the study program being studied. The second one is the improve soft skill knowledge and at work experience, especially in the field of accounting and finance. And the third one is learn the ins and outs of the agency where the practitioner carries out internship at PT Pancaran Ermas. The next one is the purpose of the internship. For the practitioner, it is becoming a place to add a practical experience in organizing and introducing practitioner to real condition in the work environment also Java at PT Pancaran Ermas. The next one is to be an opportunity to hone the skills possessed by the practitioner to suit the needs of the qualified workforce. The third one is providing practitioners with opportunities to develop the knowledge gained in the field of accounting and finance. The next one, the benefits of internship. For the practitioner itself, is for the acquiring knowledge, skill, and experience in accounting and finance. For the university, is for measuring the role of teachers in providing material to practitioners and building relationship with other companies. The third one is PT Pancaran Ermas. It is for easing the burden on the agency itself, where the practitioner is placed as well as building relationship with related universities. The latter part is the internship location. The internship location is in the PT Pancaran Mas that address in Pangayoman Ruko Mira Street, Block D, Block D, number 7, Pandang Panakukang, Makassar, South Sulawesi, with the postcode of 90231. The timeline for the internship. The first timeline is the preparation, where the practitioner seeks information about companies that accept internship. Then the practitioner discovered that PT Pancaran Airmas is receiving an internship. So practitioner register in the PT Pancaran Airmas. The second part is the implementation, starting from the 28 September until the 18 December 2021. With working hours at 9 until 7, we talk, and working days from Monday to Saturday, with the work from office or offline. And the last timeline, or the last part, is the reporting, where the practitioner in preparing this internship report was guided by Mr. Aji Akmasovsky, SOK MAK. Next, we come to the second chapter with the overview of the place of internship. For the history of PT Pancaran Airmas itself, there is three big milestone of it, where 28 is the first history of PT Pancaran Airmas, where they starting by opening a shop, a small retail shop that goes by trading of food and beverage. And in 2016, they expand the existing shop from 1 to 6 and established a business as a limited liability company, or PT. In 2020, they creating a subsidiary that is engaged in distribution. They call it PT Pancaran Airmas 2, or PT Pancaran Airmas 2. Next part is the organizational structure. The organizational structure, there is Vivi Nurhayati as the as the board director, director utama, and there is Mr. Alam Shah as the general manager, and there is a finance and accounting manager with Mrs. Vivi Nurhayati as the temporary manager. There is head of Miss Fitriani as the head of finance, and Mr. Kabintara as the head of accounting. The company vision and mission. For the company vision, PT Pancaran Airmas has a vision as the #1 trusted distribution and trading company in Indonesia. And the mission of itself is, there is 4 of them. There is customer, there is team, there is shareholder, and there is community. The third chapter is the internship implementation. I will tell you about my implementation, my work at the PT Pancaran Airmas by their division. The first one is the accounting division. There, in accounting division, I go work for expenses account recapitulation, accrue expense and income tax recapitulation, and PAT account recapitulation for 2017 and 2018. Here's the display for the expense recapitulation. In this one, I goes to recap this expense by day. So goes by 29 September, 30 September, and goes forth until the October and November. So the recapitulation is pretty much done at the end of the month. So if I goes to uh, recapitulation to recap the month of August, I will done it in the September. If I want to recap for the month of September, I will done it in the October because the data itself, the document itself, is pretty much ready at the end of the month. So the data that needed in here is BKK, bukti kas keluar, PB, pemindah bukuan, JU, jurnal umum, dan PP, perusahaan piutang. Next, there is accrued expense and income tax recapitulation. In here, it's pretty much the same, but the difference is there is one account that pretty much different working in here. There is accrued expense, but by the name of itself is yang masih harus dibayar. So in here, pretty much Mr. Carbintara told me to pretty much comparing it from the accrued expense and the other documents itself, like BKK, PU, PB, JU, and PP. And for the income tax, there is PPH 21, PPH 23, and PPH 26. The next one is 2017 and 2018 paid account recapitulation. In here, Mr. Kamintara told me to first recap the physics of the document. So I goes to this one, the AR 2017 and AR 2018. So when I recap it, Mr. Kamintara will give me the data that he already made, that he already recap, and comparing it like this one. There is RR that myself made and Carbintara or Carbin that Mr. Carbintara made. Then we will comparing it. Is there any difference of it? If there is any difference, we will try to search where the difference is in the evac tour program. The second division is finance. For the finance itself, there is three things that I do in here. There is bank reconciliation for January and until September 2021. There is aging schedule for account receivables, and there is journalizing, transferring, and printing daily sales report. For the first one, there's bank reconciliation for January until September 2021. In here, there's many banks that need to be reconciliation. But the first one, I will give this example. Like it's for the Bank Central Asia, where they needed to be reconciliation with the cash flow itself. If there is a bank, eh, if it's correct, if there is no difference, we'll give it a fill in here. So we'll coloring it. But if there is a difference of there is something that missing, that will goes by this one, no color. Next one, for the aging schedule, pretty much yeah, I goes by, they give me this one, the Piutang Palm 2 document, then I make a different copy of it. Then I goes to filtering the data and using the due date in here. So goes by, sorry, there is no, maybe you all can see it, but there is a different column in here for the transaction date. So we'll goes by the due date in here. We will subtract the due date with the current date. No. We will subtract the transaction debt with the current debt, so we'll get the due date in here. If it's around 40, it's around 60, we will make the aging schedule, but I can show you in here. For the third chapter, for the third task, I got the journalizing, transferring, and printing daily sales report. First of all, I can show you how to journalizing, transferring, and printing daily sales report because the program itself is pretty much exclusive to PT Pacar Airmas. So I will just give you the display of it, the main display. With there is the transaksi, laporan, utilitas, and help in here. So for the generalizing, transferring, and printing the daily sales report, we will go to transaksi and laporan, where generalizing is pretty much the same with the accurate, and transferring is pretty much the same too with the accurate. The difference is pretty much in the printing daily sales report in itself, where you need to go to laporan and uh, you click cetak in there or printing. The third task is the outside accounting and finance. So when the practitioner in here, pretty much the state of the company is kind of messy, I think, because there is a tax problem in there. So practitioner being asked to do something. The first one is the bank loan simulation for the PT Pancaran Airmas. The second one is simulation of profit percentage for PT Pancaran Airmas. The third one is the calculation of financial ratio for PT Pancaran Airmas. The fourth one is the 2021 withholding tax slip recapitulation. And the last one is the stock opnam for PT Pancaran Airmas inventory for April until September 2021. In here, bank loan simulation for PT Pancaran Airmas, practitioner being asked to make the simulation with four options with a difference number for the amount that company have and the amount of the bank loan itself. For the second task, there is a simulation of profit percentage for PT Pancaran Airmas. In here, practitioner is asked to make a profit percentage with four different versions of capital itself. There is V as the PV Nurhayati, Y as the second shareholder, and X as the third shareholder, where the capital itself is 40, 30, 17, and many itself as the other version. And they goes by the four different version itself too in the profit percentage, because there is a flat rate, there is a 5% percentage of profit, there is 10% of profit two, and there is 15% of profit two. The third one is the calculation of final ratio for PT Pancaran Airmas, where practitioner is being asked to make a financial ratios with the data being provided by Mr. Kabintara itself from uh, the 2020 financial ratios. No, from the 2020 financial statement. For the fourth one is the 2020 withholding tax slip recapitulation, where practitioner is asked to recap the withholding tax slip for 2020 from the basic document, and comparing it where is it available in the basic or is it not. The last one is stock opname for PT Pancaran Airmas, PT Pancaran Airmas inventory for April until September 2021, where practitioner pretty much just comparing that day and the last day of the system itself. So this number is being given by the warehouse manager, where they count it by the physics, and this one, the system, is the plus where the data is being downloaded from the plasma program. When there's the difference, practitioner just checking it, just giving a true as this one if there is a difference of it. So the practitioner using a function false the false function for it. So if there is a false, so the cells will giving it a true. For the obstacles itself, there is two obstacles the practitioner encounter. The first one is the different accounting programs. Because there is a different accounting programs, practitioner pretty much need to first adapt it to the accounting program itself, because the main display is pretty different, and the second one is the pretty much the program, because the program is pretty much exclusive to PT Pancaran Airmas. Uh, Practitioner cannot download it in the personal in the practitioner personal laptop and device, because it's pretty much exclusive. So there is a first problem. There's a problem because there is no facilities for it to, because there is a lack of adequate other facilities such as desk and computer equipment. So not only it's the different accounting programs, but the lack of adequate facilities like the desk and computer equipment, my practitioners need to move from place to place almost all the time, and there is uh, no permanent accounting program in the computer itself. So the solution of it, for the first one, the plasma program, practitioner try to make it a short instruction. So when practitioner ask to be to make a journal, to make to transfer some journal, or make this, or even opening some stock or something like that, practitioner didn't need to ask for to the head every time, making them pretty much busy. For the second one, for the facilities, uh, for the place, practitioner can do anything, because it's pretty much didn't preparing itself, like the PT Pancaran Airmas is not that prepared to take an internship, but they trying. So for the, even if they can provide the personal desk of it, they can provide the personal device to use temporarily. And in this case, the head of finance temporarily lending the her personal device to use as the device to use for plasma program. The last chapter is the fourth chapter for conclusions and suggestions. The conclusions is practitioners get real works and experience. The second one is practitioners study more carefully and have responsibility at work. The third one is practitioner learns to socialize and adapt in the new environment. And the fourth one is practitioners get a new new knowledge related to Microsoft Excel and Plasma program. The last one is suggestions. For the practitioner, the first one is practitioner need to find information about the place of, sorry, it's not street vendors, but it's internship according to the field of interest, and students need to communicate and be responsible for the work itself. For the university, university need to expanding the good relations with the government agencies, public companies, and private companies, both within the Java Island or outside of Java Island. And the last one is for PT Pacar Airmas. The for PT Pacar Airmas, they need to clarify the division of tasks for the finance and accounting staff, because there are so many of miscommunication, and if they can, they need to provide the adequate facilities for the next internship. That's all from me. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.